Hello, my name is Luis Guillermo Aburto Pineda, and I'm here in order to record this first task that we have in your seminar, Professor. And well, this first task is about listening, it's about reading, it's about writing. I mean, all this seminar is about the different skills that we have, and the very first is reading. Reading for what? What's the purpose? It's as I told you in the meeting that we had last Thursday. I consider that is a difficult task. It's not an easy one. Everybody or most of people consider that speaking or writing is as they are productive skills. They are more difficult. I consider that reading is has a very important ingredient because at present students cannot read. Okay, I mean we they do it in a very superficial, in a very shallow way, and we need to improve all this potential that they can have. We need to boost this taste, this like for reading, as a text, as the first lesson describe. You can read for information, to get some information. You can read for pleasure, but every paper that they can have in front, if we motivate them enough, they will enjoy it, and they will understand what they are reading, because that's a real purpose for reading for comprehension, for understanding. Sadly, at present, we can identify many students that read and they can repeat mechanically many aspects. They can even answer questions correctly, but they are not understanding. They just memorizing in a very short way some structures, so they can just guess sometimes if the answers are true or false. So I enjoyed this first reading a lot about reading, by the way, and I was checking every line that we were talking about, the differences between authenticity and genuineness, etc. The how or the importance that authentic papers that can have for our students, so they can just be aware about what's going on in real life. I was checking the different resources that students can have through papers, through tales, through real stories, puzzles, poems, etc. So there are a lot of resources that students that we as teachers can just uh, give to our students in order to make this really important skill to be meaningful, to be enjoyable for our students, and of course that they can just understand. I was checking the different questions. I agree, we have to design really good instruments for our students in order to get what we need from that from that assignment. It is not a good idea just to be or giving lots of books and ask them for summaries. Okay, summaries and summaries. No, I mean the text um, highlights some different kind of questions like WH question, Porter questions, the truth assessments, and multiple choice, etc. There are a lot of activities to do, and that we can take advantage of teachers for them. I really like the rating, but I would like to share a little about the way I can just teach in front of students. What are those strategies? Sorry, that I follow when I want to give them a text. In my experience, I just give my students, for example, in a text-based framework when I'm teaching language. Okay, because sometimes we're talking about skills, we're talking about systems. When we are teaching systems, we teach grammar, vocabulary, functions. When we're trying to teach with skills, well, this receptive skills, that is reading, that is a big activity to do. My framework all the time is with that. I start with a lead-in. We have an introduction about the topic. I try to elicit as much information as I can from them that they can participate in order to activate language. The second is to pre-teach. So sometimes can be a pile of words, new words, words that can be like keywords, really important in the reading, and they will find. So I like to present those words with a match exercise, so students can just read the 5, 6 words and the descriptions of them and do a matching activity. So in here you have I can avoid translating. They can just identify, because there are of course students that are stronger than others, and they can help each other. So it's like a brainstorming exercise, so the students can just decide what's the meaning through this matching with the description of each word. After this pre-task, I just keep eliciting some examples from the text, and then I introduce the text. Once we have the text, we have some minutes to read it. It's maybe one sheet. So we read about that text, that article maybe, and we just talk about all this language focus that has to be with meaning, form, and pronunciation. Then I have some control practice when answers are only, one answer is the correct, no more options. And then we have freer practice, and at the end, of course, feedback, positive, negative feedback with our students. And this is the way I teach a text-based lesson with a text-based framework. Thanks for your attention. Hopefully, this is a good task for you, that you like what I have participated in my framework. I'm just here in order to keep learning from you, from all these resources that we are reading from our classmates, etc. Have a lovely day and see you.